Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Five Questions with the Paulist Fathers. I'm Mike Hayes, and today we're going to go back to my hometown, New York City, and St. Paul the Apostles Director of Music, Joey Chancey, joins us. Hey, Joey, how are you?
I'm good, very good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks. Hey, thanks for joining us. And
Absolutely.
let's get right into it. Question one. Yeah, you've done such great work during the pandemic, and even since the pandemic has sort of calmed down a bit. So, what's one way that you kept the choir members motivated during quarantine periods?
That was a unique challenge because the sort of definition of a choir is an ensemble that comes together to sing, and it was the one thing that we couldn't do was gather and come together. So it was a lot of we did a lot of virtual choirs, which is what looks like the Brady Bunch
Yep.
on the screen. Um, we provided music for the live stream masses each week. So I reached out to all the different choir members and asked them to participate. Sometimes we did big songs. We also did Zoom meetings and like reflections after mass. And it was a lot of like me trying to create content, keep the momentum of the community up during a trying time. So often these people look, and myself included, for music and community during hard times. And the quarantine and the pandemic was a hard time, and we didn't have our community and our music. So it was a unique challenge.
Yeah, and challenge you did really, really well. I know myself. I listened to a lot of the stuff that you did and participated in a lot of the online masses. So thanks for that from a personal point of view.
Yeah, once we were able to get like come back in person, we had a cantor, and then I'd get another person, and then I'd start to space three people out, and then I had a quartet, and I'd sort of slowly like sneak in people 6 feet apart with masks, but then and then we are able to be back fully in person.
Yeah, exactly. And question two, you've had quite a career in the theater. What's one way that leading a church choir has helped you in your professional career as well?
Actually go back to number one, I think the sense of community and working in the theater, it's also a unique environment with actors and musicians, and as the music director, you have to find a common language to speak to people of all different talent levels, but also in all sort of different departments. And one thing, when you do music and theater for a living, it can very easily become a job, and you can forget that it's your passion and that you love it. One thing about doing the choirs and being the director here reminds me each Sunday and every day I come to work how much I love it, how much music is a part of me and my life. So to not get complacent in going to work to do music, but remembering to bring the joy and the passion to each day of rehearsal and each performance I do. So it's a good reality check for me to keep my feet planted.
Nice. And so question three, I know you're a dog person like I am. So what's the best thing about having a dog?
I have two, actually.
Oh, wow.
I think the best thing about having a dog is perspective, and the perspective that it has provided in my life. When things are great or when things are tough, you can look down and you see this adorable, wonderful, loving creature that loves you and only you, and it sort of often makes troubles and worries and the stresses of each day melt away, and it reminds you of the goodness and the kindness in humanity. And I also think they're a blast. I love spending time with them, taking them for walks, like watching TV with them. We have a puppy, and the puppy is actually a TV watcher and a FaceTime talker. The other one could care less, but it's every day. It's just like, it's fun to wake up and, to see how they interact with you.
Sure. And question four, in the last couple of years, I know you've lost a couple of close family members. So is there a hymn or a song that brought you solace during times of grief?
Interestingly enough, to be as cliche as possible, a song that has long been near and dear to my heart is On Eagle's Wings.
Mm.
And it has been sung at every funeral of family members of mine. I unfortunately have lost more than I care to say, but I find the text of the song so incredibly comforting. I think it's often associated with funerals, so people think it's like this sad song, when in fact it's used for often a sad occasion. There's so much hope in the song. When you sing about raising someone up on eagle's wings, it's the person that you lost, but also it's lifting up the people that are left here. And it's been a song that's special to me as a kid. And I didn't do all the music for my mom's funeral service, but I did go and play that one with a friend of mine who sang. And there's something about the melody too. The melody is matched perfectly with the text, and it really soars. And interestingly enough, I think the little coincidences and smiles down from up above, the evening of my mom's funeral, we were back at my parents' house, and they're on the water in Florida, and this like beautiful, gorgeous, huge bald eagle came and sat right on the tree, right in front of us.
Huh.
It was, you kind of can't help to think that it was just a really comforting sign.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so finally, our last question, question 5. You're on a desert island and you already have all of the scriptures. What's one other book that you need to have with you?
I think the one other book that I would have with me is The Four Agreements. It is a book that single-handedly changed my life. There are 4 simple agreements that are short and concise and simple to say, and it's a quick read, but they're incredibly they can be incredibly difficult to implement into your life, but I think they are incredibly important, and they're freeing, and they're liberating, and it's in a lot of ways a book and a tool that has helped me try to live my life a little bit more like the example of Jesus, God, and it also helps get rid of and eliminate a lot of extra stress and worry. You're not carrying around things that you don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. One of my professor friends used to read that book to her daughter all the time. So it's a book that's been special to me as well.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's a beautiful book.
Yeah. So those are 5 questions. And I'm Mike Hayes. This has been 5 Questions to Paulist. Joey Chancey, thanks for joining us. And maybe we'll hear some of your music on the way out.
Yes, thank you.